guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra for those of you who are new. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making do-it-yourself homemade apple butter. So of course, first things first, you need a grater for fruit or veggies, which is my white tool. I got that from my friend Captain A, who is in Japan. I thought that I would only use it on vegetables, but I use it on fruit as well. You also need a apple cutter. So just start by taking your fruit grater and just kind of like going back and forth on the top and the bottom of the apple. Make sure you have a cutting board nearby, and also make sure your apples are washed off. So you're going to need about 6 pounds of apples, which means you're going to need about 12 to 14 apples for this recipe. And the hardest part about this recipe is to peel these apples. I can honestly say it took about 30 to 45 minutes to peel just the apples. So in between, I was like, I want to start on the actual mixture that's going to go in with these apples. So you are going to need light brown sugar, 1/4 cup. Measure it out, pour it into your crock pot. I will say you need a big enough crock pot. You're also going to need 1/4 of sugar. So you're going to pour that in as well. And you're going to need 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then you're also going to need another one. So you're going to need 2. And just, of course, pour it in. So there's my second one. You're also going to need some vanilla. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of that. Vanilla is always like so drippy that it doesn't stay in just the teaspoon measure. Alright, so you're also going to need 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. So I just easily measure it out by shaking it on the inside and then pouring it in. You also need ground cloves. As you can see, I have whole cloves, and you're only going to need 1/2 teaspoon of that. I end up having to put mine in the blender to be blended up into smaller pieces. So you're also going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And you need 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. I haven't used ginger in so long until today when making this apple butter. So here's half of the apples that have been cut, sliced, and peeled. And so I just wanted to throw those in order to get it started. So I came back and I'm just trying to finish peeling some of these apples. This is, once again, like I said, the hardest part of making the apple butter, because you have to slice and peel the skin off, and then you also have to use your apple cutter in order to cut the apples the way that they need to be cut so that they can soften in the crock pot. So on your crock pot, you can turn it up to high If you turn it up to high to make this, you're going to let these cook for about 5 to 6 hours. If you leave your crock pot on low, you will need to give yourself about 10 to 11 hours to allow the apples to get softened and the mixture to mix all together. So here I just wanted to mix it all up so that I could get it started and then finish the rest of the remaining apples to put into the crock pot and then turn it on high. So I'm tossing in the remaining apples that were just recently cut, and I'm just going to stir what's already in this pot up to get the mix even. So there is juice from the bottom that has formed because the apples are clearly draining water from coming out of the refrigerator. So the mixture is at the bottom along with that water, and it just means that it needs to be kind of like picked up with a spoon. You can use this spoon, or you can just use a regular spatula that you use for soups or anything else. I just like to use my wooden spatula. And now, after, that's heat steaming from this apple butter, and that just tells you that it's really ready because I've never seen it do this before. So just want to stir it up, and when I was stirring it up just now, I noticed that it can break down, and that's what you want. You want it to break down, and you can stir it up and put it back on. Put the lid back on, and as you can see, there's liquid on the inside. You're going to want to keep all of that liquid even when you get ready to blend it all up. But my spatula was cutting these apples in half. That just means it was really ready. And of course, many minutes later, you have a pot that is ready. You can see the apples that have turned that brownish color, and they're really soft. So what I want to do is spoon them up, put them into the blender cup, and then blend them. What you are gonna want to be careful of is not to leave the top on too long because of the heat. You want to open it up every so often, a couple of minutes, to let the steam out of the container that you're getting ready to blend it up in. If you have a pureer, that's even better than using this blender, but I don't have one of those. Like I said, just make sure that you keep opening it to let the steam out every now and then, And then whenever you're done mixing it up, just pour it back into the crock pot and then just keep gathering more. If you have a small blender, if you have a huge blender, congrats to you. I wish I did. So from time to time, I just took it off, put it back on, build more up. So I have 2 mason jars pulled out, and I want to drain the apple butter into those. And so you can see that the apple butter is slowly but surely forming, and I am able to put it into a mason jar already. Voila, here it is, 2 jarfuls of apple butter. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment down below if you liked this video and what other fall recipes you would love to see me try next on my channel. Thanks for watching.